everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be showing you how you can recreate this really fun vector illustration upon Adobe Illustrator. Now it's super easy to do and I'll show you how that's done. So basically vector graphics are also more comparatively versatile and also can be used for different printing purposes as well, right? Because what happens with vector graphics is that when you enlarge an vector image, it does not get pixelated at all and it maintains its shape and colors, right? So this fun graphic you see over here on my laptop on your screen, this can be used for different purposes such as for your wallpaper, your phone covers, for business cards, and probably even be used for printing on your t-shirt as well, right? So I'm going to dive right in and I'm going to open up a new document. So for this video, I will be using this custom size document which is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and the orientation will remain portrait as well. It doesn't really matter what orientation it is because it's going to be square, and I will rename my document to be fun vector graphic, but you're free to choose any size document size that you want to use, because as you can see Adobe Illustrator provides a huge variety of all these custom sized documents, so you can use any one that you like. But in case if you want to use the same document that I am using, just type in 1000 by 1000 and 1000 in the width and the height option and change the dimensions to pixels and we'll create. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is that when I open up my document, this layers 1 panel opens up. I'm going to rename layer 1 to be background, and I will be using this rectangle tool to give a background color to this, but I do not really require the stroke. I'm just going to change the fill to this dark blue color. I'm going to click on my document and give the width and the height dimensions, which is 1000 by 1000 pixels. Click on OK. And I'm just going to drag this onto my document like that. Okay, so once that's done, what I'm going to do now is that I will be opening up a color palette and I will be adding my color palette right over here, and as you can see that same color palette have been used on these lines as well, right? So you can use any color palette as you like. So I'll be showing you, so this is a color palette that I will be using for my illustration, and you can find such color palettes upon Canva as well. So this website is like 100 best color combinations, and it's a Canva website. So you can go through that link, and whichever color palette you like best, you can use that for your illustration as well. But just in case if you do not want to use the same color palette, or you want to make your own, you are free to choose any color you like. So I'm just going to drag my image over here. I'm going to keep it right over here for now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that I'll be making ellipses or circles by clicking on Shift and Alt to make my palette. Right. So I'm just going to click on Alt like that. I'm going to select these two and make another copy right over here at the bottom. So I'm going to select each one and then change the colors from this palette right here. So I'll be using this eyedropper tool and then just selecting on my colors like that. And the shortcut key for the eyedropper tool is the letter I, and select this and that one. Okay, so we've got a color palette, and then I can just get rid of this image as well. I'm gonna go ahead and also lock my layer now, so that when I start making my illustration or this abstract illustration, I do not accidentally move the background around, or I do not accidentally delete it as well. So that's why it's for safekeeping I lock this layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new layer, and in this layers 2 panel, I'll rename this to be graphics. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is that I will be creating a brush. So this brush will be used to make these lines, right? So it's really easy to make as well. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be using the line segment tool, and I'll be holding on to shift to make one straight line like that. And over here in this shift, and over here in this stroke weight, temporarily I'm just going to choose the stroke weight to be black, and I will change the the stroke weight or the stroke outline to be 10 points like this. I'm going to go ahead and click on enter. So this enter, I'm going to go ahead and click on the selection tool and then click on enter. So what happens is that this is the transform move window, and the shortcut key for that is the enter button. So the horizontal axis over here is going to remain 0, and I'm just going to change the vertical option to 10 pixels like that, and click on copy. So when you do that, another copy has been made right below the original line that we had made. I'm going to click on Ctrl+D twice to make 2 more copies. So I'm just going to select each line and then change the stroke color according to my lines right here. And I'll be using the eyedropper tool, and like this. And select this one. Wait, I'm going to select this, make it stroke, and the stroke weight remains to be 10. This again, make sure that the fill is not there and the same color stroke is there, and the stroke weight remains to be 10 points like that. So see, because when if the fill is there, your line is going to be extremely thin, and you do not want that to happen, right? So you just swap this like this and make it to 10 points. See, I'll show it to you again. This last one right here, I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to change the color over here like this. But when I choose the color, the fill over here is filled with this color, but I'm just going to swap this like this, and I'm going to change the stroke weight to 10 points like that. Okay, so now that we've got this, I'm going to select all of them and then just bring it down here for now, and I'm going to go ahead and open my brushes panel right here, and I'm just going to drag my brush over here. So in this new brush panel, my brush is going to be an art brush. Click on OK, and I'm just going to let everything else be the way it is, and click on OK, and our brush is added like that. Okay, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to choose the pen tool now, and I'm just going to choose a random color, and then with the pen tool you can make any type of design, geometrical design like this. Go crazy, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can make it however you want, make it as abstract as you want, like this. Wait, I'm just gonna bring this probably like that. And I'm going to click on escape to get rid of the pen tool. I'm going to select these lines that I had made. Go to this brush panel and select the brush that we had just made. And when you do that, as you can see that the stroke comes in like that, right? So I'm going to select this and I'm just going to scale this down a little so that it fits onto my document like that. Okay. Then while my lines are still selected, I'll go to this effect panel, go to stylize and click on round corners. And over here in this round corners, I'm going to give a radius of 30 pixels and click on OK. Because when that happens, all my edges are then rounded off like that. I'm going to select all of them, go to object and also expand the experience as well. And right click on this to ungroup as well. Because then what happens is that once you expand appearance on these lines and also ungroup them. So what I can do now is that I can select these lines individually, as you can see, because initially before it was ungrouped, if I select any of these lines, all the other 3 lines used to also get selected and it made it a little difficult for me to also edit each line individually, right? So I'm just going to zoom in and come over here to the end right here. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust the length of all these 4 lines a little bit. So to do that, I'll be selecting the direct selection tool and click on the anchor point right here and then just drag each one in different lengths like that. And probably make this a little bit more like this. And just come right here as well. And I'm going to do the same thing over here as well. So if you have any endpoints, you can easily make changes like this. And probably it's going to let it be the way it is. Okay. So once that's done, I'm going to select these again. And I'm going to come over here to the stroke panel. And I'm going to select the round cap over here, because once that happens, as you can see that these edges over here becomes into a round cap and it looks a lot better now. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and also create these circles right here. So again, that's really simple to do. So what you have to do is that I'll be using this ellipse tool right here and clicking on Shift plus Alt to make one small circle. And I'm just going to zoom in on this and also just scale it even smaller and probably just swap the fill like that. So what I'm going to do now is that I'll be adding this to my swatches panel right here. Okay, so I'm going to select my circle and wait. That I have added the gray circle over here in the swatch panel. So you can change the colors as well and do the same thing like by adding onto my brushes panel like that. I'm going to zoom in. Just grab this and add it over here. Okay, so once that's done, you can see that I've added these 3 colors of the circles right over here in the swatches panel. And I'm going to go ahead and also delete that circle now. So what you have to do now is that I'll be using the pen tool to add the circles over here in these gaps. So for example, I'll be just making one outline like this. over here. Okay, and I'm gonna just zoom in to see that it is fitting my document or to my shapes right here. Okay, I'll select this shape, come back here to my swatches panel, and I'm going to select one of the circles like that. So once that happens, you can see that the circles get fit inside the document, the shape like that. And we can do the same thing by repeating the process in other areas as well. Wait, I'm gonna click on escape, and I'm just gonna change the fill to yellow for now. Come back here to this pen tool and change these like that. And I'm just going to make, for example, let's see over here as well. Like that. I'm going to select this, come back here to the swatch panel, choose my pink circles like that. Going to do the same thing on the other side as well. Like that. Okay, so if you want, we can go ahead, and also I'm just going to fill some more areas with the circles as well. As you can see, I'm directly adding the swatches like that. So I'm just going to change this one to pink like that. And choose, wait, oh. Let's see, I'm just gonna choose the yellow one now, and I'm gonna add that in here as well. And as you can see that while I'm adding my shape, it comes in like that. Okay, so now we've added this. Now I'm going to show you how you can make such type of a circle with lines as well. So that's also really easy to do. So what I will be doing that I will be changing the fill first to this bright orange, and come back here to this rectangle tool and make one thin rectangle like that. I'm gonna click on all to make a copy like this, and then click on Ctrl+D to make several copies like that. Come back here to this ellipse tool, come over here to the center, click on Shift+Alt to make one circle like this. I'm going to select all of these, right click on this and click on Make Compound Path. And once that's done, in this Pathfinder panel, I will be choosing, let's see, this intersect option in the shape modes, and so deselect that also. And now you can see that this circle with these lines are made. So I'm just going to select this and also scale it down a little bit, and then just place them randomly, make different copies and place them anywhere onto my document like that. So I'm going to place this one right there and place one over here, and probably also rescale the size. Bring this over here. Right. So we can also select individually and also change its fill to different colors as well. Like that. Probably make this red. Select this. Make this a nice bright green color. And select this, and I'll make this light blue. Like that. And I'm just going to place this one right here. I'll right click on this, go to arrange and say send to back. Like that. Similarly, I will be sending these ones to the back as well. Select this, and select this. arrange, send to back, like that. So once that's made, we can now go ahead and also save our file. So in order to do that, I will be going to this file option and clicking on save as. So by default, my file name is going to be the same as my document name, which was fun vector graphic. And my save as type is going to be Adobe Illustrator format. Short form is AI. I highly recommend that we save a file in this format so that in case if I want to make any further changes, I can easily do that by accessing my AI file. And I will be clicking on save and clicking on OK. So there you go. We have now successfully made a fun vector graphic and also saved it as an AI file. So I hope you found this video to be useful, and with a little practice, you can make more such type of vector graphics on on Adobe Illustrator, and keep experimenting with different colors and shapes as well. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.